pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming. Councilman Wyszynski is attending remotely, but he might be very quiet tonight. We'll see how that goes. First item on the agenda is a presentation by the engineers from New York State DOT. Tony, Jim, and Brian are here with us to tell us about the culvert at Davis and 28. So I'll turn that over to you, sir.
Great, thank you. Appreciate you allowing us the opportunity to present this project. This is a New York State DOT culvert replacement project on Quaker Road over a tributary to Cazenovia Creek. I'm Tony Borelli. Oh, sorry, next slide. Yeah. I'm Tony Borelli with Collier's Engineering Design. And with me tonight is Brian Dankert, the NISDOT Region 5 Project Manager, and Mario Delfonso, the NISDOT Region 5 Design Job Manager. We have a very short presentation, about 8 slides, which kind of overviews the important aspects of the project, work, schedule, impacts, and what we want to do. We're in the preliminary design phase of the project, so we're really here to present what we've prepared to date as a preferred alternative, but to hear feedback that anyone might have from the board and from the community and emergency services. So where we're talking about is the culvert that's directly under US 28 Quaker Road, immediately east of the intersection with Davis Road. So not too far from here, just to the west. Next slide. So why are we doing this project? The culvert that's under the road is 65 years old, and it pretty much has exhausted its existing service life. It has widespread deterioration throughout the culvert pipe. It's a metal culvert pipe. It does have heavy corrosion throughout its length, as well as sediment has accumulated inside the pipe, which also restricts storm flows. And left unchecked, right, this could create a situation that could exacerbate flooding, as well as at some point the corrosion could get so bad that it would eventually lead to an emergency situation, a collapse even. So we're coming in to replace the culvert in advance of anything like that happening. Also, and probably most importantly, the culvert does not meet current design criteria for conveying storm flows and resisting storm flows. It's too small, and the inlets and outlets don't have any riprap to resist against scour. So we really want to bring this culvert up to today's standards and minimize any potential for flooding, because it's undersized. And while we're at it, there is some guide rail that does need to be upgraded to current standards. Next slide, please. So the work anticipated, it's pretty modest in scale. At its core, we're going to remove and excavate out the existing metal pipe, and we're going to instead replace it with a brand new precast concrete box culvert, a 4-sided concrete structure, about 50 feet long. The culvert will be 15 feet wide and 6 feet high, although we will be burying it about a foot to allow for a natural stream bottom, which is part of the Army Corps and DEC permit requirements. So once we have the culvert replaced, the additional ancillary work, we're going to put in stone riprap aprons at either end, the inlet and the outlet end, to resist future storm flows and scour. And then we have a little bit of roadway reconstruction immediately above the culvert where we're going to be excavating to get the culvert in, so we have to repair the roadway. You can see that the lighter gray is basically the limits of the roadway work, not very much, about 130 feet of roadway reconstruction that will happen, and it'll terminate to the west just before the Davis Road intersection. We will also be installing new guide rail, and there are some utilities that need to be relocated, overhead aerial utilities that need to be relocated so that we can make room for the excavations. And there's a fire hydrant we also have to relocate because it will be behind the new guide rail. So we have to locate that out from away from the guide rail. In order to accomplish the work, there's a few tree removals seen here in kind of the circle with the red X's, a couple tree removals that are needed. And that also will allow for future access for NISDOT should they have to come in and do maintenance on either end of the culvert. There's no permanent property takings that have to happen in order to build the project. The highway boundary is pretty wide in this area. However, we are currently showing temporary easements, one on each side, the inlet side and the outlet side, temporary easements that would be needed to allow the contractor enough room to fully install the culvert, as well as the necessary waterway diversions while he's constructing the project. That's about the extent of the work. Next slide. So during construction, the current plan is to close Quaker Road to all through traffic during the construction. We're estimating that the project should take about 8 to 10 weeks, possibly quicker, but that's a pretty good estimate based on similar culverts of this size and magnitude of the project. An off-site detour would be utilized, and that would basically utilize Transit Road to the west to Jewett Homewood Road and back up to Quaker Road. And for through traffic traveling through, it's a modest additional 2.3 miles and about a 4-minute net increase for through traffic traveling through the area. And certainly anyone who's located closer to the culvert, it's a little bit longer if you're trying to traverse in the opposite direction. During construction, local access on Quaker Road, all the driveways and intersecting side streets would all be maintained open, and Davis Road intersection would fully remain open throughout the duration. And nighttime construction would not be anticipated in this project. It would strictly be daytime hours. Next slide. And then just a couple of project details. This culvert is part of a larger multi-culvert site replacement project that New York State DOT is undertaking that consists of 10 sites. So these will all be packaged together. The project does contain federal and state funding, a combination. And like I said, we're currently in the preliminary design phase. You know, we've done studies, we've been out to the site, and done our investigations, and obviously we've laid out a preliminary design that we want to get feedback on. The remaining final design, where we actually prepare the contract documents, will occur late this year and into next year. And it's anticipated that the project would actually be constructed in the 2027 construction season. The exact start date at this point is not known, as well as how the culverts within this whole broader package, how they would actually be staged. But we are open to putting in provisions if there are certain restrictions or times of year that would work better. That can be accommodated. And like I said, we're anticipating construction to be approximately 8 weeks. Next slide. So in addition to tonight, and we're certainly here for as long as we need to be to answer any questions from the board, from the public, but you can also email Brian. His email address is up here, or give him a call directly at DOT. We do ask that if you're emailing, that you reference the project identification number we have on the screen here, 5LC1.11, just so we can keep track of all of it. And we also have in the back of the room on the table back there a comment form. So if someone wants to think about it or someone's not here, we've also left some comment forms with the town. Certainly anyone can fill out and respond to any comments they'd like. It's a trifold. You can fold it up, and it's got the address on it, and it'll be mailed back to NISDOT. And we are asking that we have all comments on the project received in about 3 weeks so we can continue the design process. And that ends my formal presentation, but I'm certainly happy to answer any any questions that anyone may have.
Thank you. Does anyone from the board have any questions?
I have a statement and then a question. I saw some people taking notes, just so you know, this will all be available on our YouTube page. If you look up Town of Aurora YouTube, this entire meeting will be replayed. So if you didn't catch anything, you can review this presentation again. The 20A, I think the time it gets busiest is in the fall during build season.
Yeah.
Will that be taken into account on the construction schedule?
It certainly can. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that and the fair. Both.
That,
So it looks like you have a number of projects. How long do you anticipate the whole thing, and do you foresee any other in this area that needs to be addressed down the road?
Well, not as part of this project.
Okay.
I guess I would have to defer to NISDOT if there's any other projects in the area forthcoming, related.
Sure.
And we, like I said, fortunately, because each individual site is not, they're not very big sites, not a lot of construction, we do have the ability where there are special restrictions to put that into the contract documents so that we can minimize, right, impacts. Yes.
I have one other comment, because this is 15 feet wide and 6 feet high.
The new
box
culvert, yes, correct, inside dimensions.
Inside dimensions. How big is the existing culvert?
The existing culvert, I have the exact dimension because I knew.
That's a good question, Chuck.
It's
That's
80,
what I was thinking.
it's an elliptical shape, it's 84 inches wide,
7 feet.
7 feet by 5 feet high.
So this is more than twice.
Yeah, more than twice, yes. It's, a lot of it is the current codes for the hydraulics, really require us to look at the effects of, climate adjustments, as well as the Army Corps permits make us oversize culverts too, as well. And so, yes, it will be fully compliant with all the current standards.
Has there been blockages now, just before the culvert? Because, and this is why I asked, there's that Smokes Creek there, obviously runs upstream from there. There's a short dead-end road up there that kind of seems to back up every spring. Do you think this will alleviate some of the backup in that area?
I honestly, I'd have to look at that, and I will take that down. Do you know the name of the road?
Idlewood, yeah, Idlewood.
We will look at it.
Is there blockages there in front of it? I mean,
Not normally. I mean, there is
really?
there is sedimentation that has accumulated over the years, but not anything that's really blocking it. Although for the based on our calculations for the 50-year, the 100-year design storms, there is insufficient freeboard, and actually the potential for it to back up and go over the roadway, and that's what we're really trying to prevent.
Sure.
but I don't ever remember that happening yet, but
Right.
I get you. Yeah, okay. Pat, anyone else have any comments?
I just,
Okay.
yeah, I just found it really interesting because that's what Chuck said, that you basically, and not tell the DOT what to do. I think it's very smart that you're upsizing, but I didn't know that was such a big waterway, so I was shocked when you said it's a double the size. I mean, just the cost alone. But again, with the climate change, I get it.
Yes, there's the climate change, and the Army Corps criteria wants to have the width be 1.25 times the normal
Right.
stream width.
Yeah, no,
That-
I agree. Here in the town, we've been upsizing by
Yeah.
30%, so I'm surprised you're doubling it, but hey, you never know. So anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, the size of your culvert you're putting in is for a stream, and that's not a stream there. That's why, but again, not to question it, I'm just shocked with the size of the culvert that's going in. Good
Yes.
job, though.
Any comments from the audience? Anybody have anything they want to add? Please step up to the mic, give us your name and address.
You can take that right out of there if you want.
Okay. Yeah, my name is Mark Mann. I live up on Emery Road, but I got property down here in East Aurora. Has there been an estimate on what do you think this is going to cost? Okay.
Yep, the preliminary estimate at this point is just over $1 million. Sorry. Yep. At this point, our preliminary estimate is just over $1 million to replace it, just for this one culvert site.
And the second question is, do a exit interview on what it really costs when you get done?
Well, the DOT does compile that sort of data, because they're also very interested to make sure that future projects, right, don't have, you don't go in low and they come in high. So, yeah, so the DOT does collect that data. Now, whether or not, I'm not sure if that data becomes public at the end, or
It usually doesn't, we don't usually come back.
Please grab the mic. if you
Yeah,
would.
we usually don't. We usually don't come back in and say, okay, it was supposed to be $1 million, it came back at 1.5, or it came back at 0.75 million. We don't usually do that, but, I mean, we do keep track of all that data, though.
So I could get
If you, I'm sure if you wanted to, you could request it, yeah.
That's it.
Thank you. Anyone else? There you go. Okay. Well, thank you very much.
thank you. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. As I said, you're welcome to stay if you'd like, or if you'd rather, you
I
can,
tail it.
you can leave.
And thank you very much.
You want me to wait a minute, Joe, or you?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Sure. Just hold on 1 second, if you would.
Ooh. You didn't hear him up there, right? I'm hearing you on my computer, but not on the, through the system. Yeah, I got, there's only 2 plugs, and I got them both, and I have an audio. It made a noise when I plugged it in.
Why don't you stick your mic in front of your computer? Just pipe them through that way.
I don't even know where the speaker is.
Usually they're underneath.
Say something again.
Hello?
Nothing?
I heard a little something.
All right. All right, we're being real sophisticated here. We got the other microphone up to the laptop. So don't call us Mayberry. You might have to speak up, though.
Okay.
Okay.
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the town board meeting of July 28th, 2025, along with the abstract of claims for August 11th, 2025?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is audience one, an opportunity to address the board on any item on this agenda. If you would like to come up, speak to the board, please just give them your name and address. Anyone? Seeing no one, we'll move on. Under unfinished business, first thing is the seeker for 12 Old Glenwood. As an unlisted action, will not have any significant adverse environmental impact, and the town board of the town of Aurora declares itself lead agency, and that a negative declaration is issued. Can I have a motion to adopt the seeker for the property at 12 Old Glenwood Road?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Next is the resolution. Can I have a motion to adopt the resolution for 12 Old Glenwood Road, which states, "Now therefore be it resolved that the site plan for 12 Old Glenwood Road, West Falls, New York, consisting of the addition of 2 exterior stairways from the second floor of the building is approved by the town board."
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion?
No, nice work. by all working that out and making sure it was all in conformed, and
Yep.
it was good work.
A lot of work for a tricky little spot, but we got it.
Absolutely.
Good, Ray? Luke?
Don't complicate things, Chuck.
Too
All in
many,
favor?
too many time zones.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Luke's saying something.
You got him talking, Chuck.
Okay.
He gave up.
Can't hear you, Luke.
Motion carried. Next is payments to Azar. Can I have a motion to approve the payments as followed? Payment number 18 to Azar Design Company in the amount of $14,149.07 for professional services rendered from March 1st through July 25th, 2025 for the East Fillmore Avenue Bridge Replacement Project. And payment number 18 to Azar Design Company in the amount of $15,093.15 for professional services rendered from March 1st through July 25 of 2025 for the Church Street Bridge Replacement Project. And payment number 5 to Azar Design in the amount of $28,730.40 for professional services from June 28th to July 25, 2025 for the Brookley Bridge Replacement Project, and payment number 8 to Azar Design in the amount of $5,867.29 for services rendered from June 28th through August 1st, 2025 for the Cornwall Culvert Replacement Project, and payment number 6 to Azar Design in the amount of $2,056.95 for services rendered from June 28th through August 1st, 2025 for the Shear Avenue Bridge Replacement Project. Funds will be dispersed from line H75120.210.
So moved.
Motion by Joe, can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray, comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Thought we got it. We didn't get it.
Next is a little different situation here. This is for a project at 400 Quaker Road, where the majority of the property is in the village. Can I have a motion to approve deferring the state environmental quality review to the village for the property at 400 Quaker Road, as the majority of the project is located in the village?
So moved.
Motion by Ray, can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe, comments or discussion? Rich, you want to comment? You have any comments on that, or not really?
No, not at this time.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Yep.
Motion carried. Next is a public hearing. Can I have a motion to approve the town board of the town of Aurora to hold a public hearing on Monday, August 28th, 2025 at 6:30 PM at the Aurora Municipal Center located at 575 Oakwood Avenue, East Aurora, New York, to hear public comment on a special use permit application for dog grooming and boarding, daycare, and training facility at 691 Olean Road.
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And on to new business. First is a request from me. Can I have a motion to approve submitting the Salt Barn Storage and the Warren Park Improvement Grant applications through our consultant, Robin Drake?
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Comments or discussion? This is what we agreed to when we hired Robin, is that all grants will be approved by the board before
Perfect.
it is submitted, and this is following
Want
that.
to thank Chuck for all of his hard work in that as well, putting those together.
He said, "Great job, Joe McCann." Couldn't have done it without you. No, he said, I want to thank Chuck for all his hard work and putting it all together.
Thank you, Luke. Thank you.
You the interpreter?
I know. You're fired.
Any further comments? All in favor?
Fantastic, though.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is also from me. This is a reappointment with Steve Pigeon. Can I have a motion to reappoint Stephen Pigeon to a new term for 6 years from October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2031?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a budget amendment. Can I have a motion to approve the budget recording the receipt of a $1,000 donation from East Aurora Baseball and Softball as per the contract? The amendment as follows: increase revenue line A 2705.2, donations, by $1,000, and increase appropriations line A 7110.444, parks, landscaping, and supplies, by $1,000.
So moved.
Motion by Joe. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ray. Comments or discussion?
I see we have the EA Baseball Treasurer here. Thank you very much for your timely contribution and for the great program you guys run.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a budget transfer. Can I have a motion to approve the budget transfer of $900 from line A1910, unallocated insurance, to line A6989.411, grant writing services, to prevent an overdraw?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Next is a request from Dave. Can I have a motion to approve the purchase of 3,200 gallons of liquid asphalt from Sealmaster Pavement Products to be paid from line DB 5110.433?
So moved.
Motion by Ray. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? Could you explain a little bit about this?
Yeah, I
Is this
figured
simply
everybody's
like-
here for
is
this
like
because,
driveway sealing, or
you know, usually-
what is
We
it?
were selling tickets.
yeah, so, okay, so a couple things. Normally, we don't have to go to the town board for approval for a road project because, as you know, the town board signs a 284 agreement early. This is a new product that wasn't on an existing bid, and that's why I had to bring it back to the board, just to understand why we went with it. So when you talk about road maintenance, you know, and this is for the public too, you know, paving is ultimately what you talk about, which is a surface. But when you are trying to extend the life of your road, you try to get away with surface treatments to try to extend that lifespan of a road. So when you look at a road like the one we did, Center Ridge, if we had to pave it, it would have been about $120,000. So when we look at how we want to extend the life of the road, there's 4 different products that you can choose from to do that. And most economical is oil and chip, and a road the size of Center Ridge would have been about $14,000. Before this product, the next one would have been what's called a fiber mat oil and chip, and that would have been about the range of, say, $30,000. And then you would move up to what's called a micropave, which is a liquid asphalt product, is actually what we ended up doing, and I'll come back to that. And that would have went for $54,000. And then the final product you can use is a Nova chip, which is actually similar to a blacktop. It actually runs through a paver, but that gets up to about $80,000. So what we ran into here with this new product was, for the first time ever, we had a new contractor built a plant here in Buffalo where they were going to make their own micropave. So it's not a driveway sealer, it's actually a polymer-based liquid asphalt, and it has silicon sand in it too. So you could say it's a driveway sealer or a slurry seal, but it basically is it's probably about at least 1/8 of an inch thick that we put down. when we were approached by the contractor, what perked my ears up is we were able to do this 100% in-house, where they provided us with the equipment to pave ourselves. The competitor, there was no option like that. They do a turnkey where they bring the equipment, the men, the traffic control, the cones, even right down to letters to the people's doors. So when you look at surface treatments, you also look at how long the longevity of the product's going to last too. So it's not just that simple of the dollars and cents. So an oil and chip product lasts approximately 3 years. A fiber mat or a micropave, they claim 5 to 7 years. Nova chip, they claim 8 to 10. A real blacktop, they claim 10 to 15. So you try to balance that out with all these different ideas. So at the end of the day, I'm really grateful we tried this. It was very challenging for us as a new thing to do in-house, but I do hope everybody takes a ride up there to see it. I think it turned out outstanding. And, we're going to monitor it over the next few years. I do believe this is a 5-year product. We've used micropave before in the past, and it does work very well. The reason we didn't do a ton of it is because it was pretty pricey. So you balance it out between the bang of the buck for how far you're going to go with that. So we haven't done a ton of micropaving, but it's a good product. I'm glad to see we now have an opportunity where we can cut the costs literally in half by doing it ourselves. So anyway,
Is it a liquid, Dave?
It's a liquid asphalt. Yes, that's correct. And it is heated. It's not hot like a blacktop, but I think it's about 150 to 200 degrees. So it's not something that you're going to drive up to Sealmaster and get to do your driveway with. It's meant purely for municipal. Just so you know, New York State DOT has actually even started micropaving up on the thruway, some of their sections. So it's a good product. My problem again with it is the way it was being sold. It's kind of pricey for what you call a Band-Aid to extend the blacktop, but even the DOT uses it. We've used it on Woodcrest, Stewart, Glen Ridge before. Over the years, we have used it for the right circumstance, but again, we're an oil and chip town. Generally, it's the cheapest way to extend the life of your road.
Is this a one-day project?
It took 2 days. Well, actually, it took 3. We had a little trouble the first day. Somebody drove over the whole thing, even with it closed. So we did find we need to make sure we put somebody at the end of the road. I wouldn't have thought that would have happened, but anyway, yeah, again, Chuck, it was a learning process. The good news is we had the time to do it in-house. The residents were very patient. It's difficult because literally they lost access to their house for the day, just like any paving project. So, you try to work that out with them. But I think I don't see any of the residents here, but every I've heard is people are very happy. And I just drove it up there on the way to here, and I really hope you have a chance to go look at it. It's not just a driveway seal. It's a good sealing product. I'm hopeful in 5 years we'll say, wow, that was a great deal. Time will tell.
And this was Center Ridge, you said?
Center Ridge, yep. It was a great candidate, Joe. It was at the end of its pavement life. I think Center Ridge was built in 2002, so you're already at 24. Martha, is that right, about 2002? So you're already at 24 years of life, 23 years of life on that original asphalt. So this spring, we knew we were going to do this. Once we knew, we crack sealed it again one final time, and we shot it. Now, we have oiled and chipped Center Ridge twice since it's been paved, so it just shows you the value of how we do extend the life of blacktop. So for a town of Aurora to get a subdivision like that, and now you're on, 23 years, go see it today, it looks like a brand-new road. So that's the whole goal. Everybody wants brand-new blacktop, you can't afford it, or double your taxes. And so we use these products to try to keep these roads held together as best we can.
And relatively light travel, it should be.
Again, it's a perfect for this situation. I think if we go next year, we'd probably be looking at Reed Hill. It's another one, possibly Glen Ridge again. It could be the right tool for some of our low traffic subdivisions. But the high traffic ones, no, you would not want to do that. You'd want to go back to the 1ST stone with the oil and chip that puts in a big rock on it for the strength, even though people hate it because chips their windshield after for a couple of days or whatever. But so anyway, I'm glad a lot of people are here today, so I never get a chance to talk about all these products. But anyway, any other questions on that? And the only reason I brought it back, and next year they do anticipate this will be on the county bid. In fact, Chuck, the county did do the first one the week before us, so we're the second road to be done in Erie County. So Erie County did it over on Clark Street in Hamburg. I don't think anybody's done it yet, but we just did it last week. Sorry I bought it first, but I didn't because the county did it, I assumed it was on their bed, but it wasn't, so I'm kind of coming back cart before the horse deal.
Gotcha.
Okay. Anything else on it?
Any other comments?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Now you don't need me, you know how to do everything.
Next is a temporary use permit for the SPCA. Can I have a motion to approve the temporary use permit application from the SPCA to use the parking lot at the soccer fields to run shuttles for participants for their event on September 27th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. with the stipulation that the insurance, we didn't get that, didn't we? With the stipulation that they will provide an insurance certificate.
So moved.
Motion by Ray, can I have a second?
Second.
Second by Joe. Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And next, can I have a motion to approve the temporary use permit for Immaculate Conception School for the use of the soccer fields on the dates listed from 5 to 7:30 p.m. at a rate of a one-day fee. Does that sound good with you, Chris?
Yes, that's what we've historically done with Immaculate.
Yes. Can I have that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Joe, can I have a second?
Second.
Comments or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, communications. I have the July 2025 report from Dog Control, work requisitions, town clerk tax, town clerk water, garbage and recycling services, building department, and the supervisor's report, along with a announcement from Lothlorien that Sassy, actually from Sassy, I guess, that Sassy is now part of Lothlorien, or Lothlorien has been taken over by Sassy. Business from board members. We'll start with Ray.
Tomorrow, we're going to have our final meeting of the steering committee for the comprehensive plan. We have preliminary documents to review. We're asking for input for the committee, and we've also asked some key members of the community to also give their input on this. So hopefully by next week, which is the 19th, we'll have, as part of our working session, Bella will come in. They'll present to us the information, and then we'll have an opportunity for others to also weigh in as far as, the comprehensive plan. One of the keys, Chuck and I have talked about this, is the land use plan, to ensure the fact that what we're projecting is what we want to see as a town. So I think that's an area that we're going to concentrate on tomorrow, and then also when we have our discussion on the 19th. And that's it for today.
Thank you, Ray. Joe?
The free Zoom I sent up ended, so my only thing is I don't ever want to be the AV guy again. There's way too much stress.
Sorry, Luke.
I'll practice it for next time maybe, but nothing for me.
I'd just like to mention that Ray and I had an excellent meeting with Rachel Krastowski about a week and a half ago. Extremely knowledgeable young lady. I know we mentioned that we were going to, but it was a great meeting. And also, she sent over an email today because we asked her. Ray sent over a copy of our draft and asked her to review it and give us her comments. And I just read it half an hour before the meeting. It's a very detailed, concise comments that she has. She's a wealth of information, and she's going to attend the meeting tomorrow. I think she's going to attend The meeting tonight, or at the school, maybe?
At the school,
At the school, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But what a wonderful young lady. Tons and tons of help, so
The
thank you to
lady-
Rachel.
She's
you never
one
said
of the
who she
directors.
I'm sorry?
She's one of the directors of the Land Conservancy, so she has tremendous background. And it's interesting, I read it too, Chuck, and a couple of her comments, I was going to comment, but she was so much more articulate that we'll be forwarding that information on to the consultants. Well done.
Yeah, yeah. Wonderful. Great to have her on our side.
And she's a town resident.
Yep. Next, audience two. If anyone would like to address the board on any subject, please step up to the mic, give us your name and address, and address the board. Seeing no one, next we'll go to staff reports. We'll start with Paul. Nothing tonight. Doug?
I just want to say thank you guys for your support on the 400 Quaker Road. That's what we had recommended. We did actually look at that project twice at the planning board, and the one change we asked them to make, they went ahead and made, which was to make sure that it's under 50% coverage within the one lot within the town. The village board.
Doug, would you mind grabbing that mic? Give us the abridged version of what you just said, if you would, please, sir.
I was just saying thank you for your support on that motion. The planning board looked at it twice. The developers did make the one change we asked them to make, which was to adjust the parking lot so that we were under 50%. We were 50% usage or less on the one lot within the town to comply with our zoning code. We didn't see any other issues. The Village Planning Commission has looked at it and made their recommendation to the village board, but we're still waiting for the village board to make the decision to take lead status for seeker. And I plan to be going to that meeting to kind of make sure they understood. We both looked at it. We all think they should. Makes things move smoother.
Good. Thank you, Doug. Chris, either grab a mic or step up if you would. Sure. Oh, you know what? Take that mic right out of there and then give it to Pat.
Yeah. So our summer programming has rapidly come to an end. We just finished up swim lessons, day camp, a bunch of our sports programs this past Friday. The pool is still open until this Friday here, and then we do lose the vast majority of our supervisory staff to college. It did do very well this year. We do have a surplus in our revenue, so real proud of my staff, especially through the 3 saves that we've had over there. And Megan and I are currently working on fall programming starting here in September.
Thank you, Chris. Pat?
Yeah, so far, summer events, the large summer events here in town have been uneventful and have gone off as planned. Our next large event will be on the 24th. That one's annually held and sponsored by the Legion. That's the car show that closes Main Street from Olean Road down to about Maple. We don't have really anything changing with that. It's going to be like it has been in the years past. Out in the town, we've been focusing on speed problem areas. The residents make complaints directly to us, and we try to address them as they come in. It seems to be going well. Handling it like that, we put up the monitor signs that show people their speed, and they flash, and they do a little bit more with the faster you go, the more the sign yells at you. So that's been working pretty well. We have been focusing this summer on educating the public on e-bikes and e-bike laws. E-bikes are everywhere, and this kind of pertains to the town. People don't want to hear this, but e-bikes are illegal to operate on any road over 30 miles per hour. So really, it takes a lot of town roads and makes them illegal for e-bikes to be on. We're not out hunting for e-bike riders on the town roads, but it's just something for people to keep in mind that those laws have put into place for safety reasons and the cars that are going faster and things like that. So we've been educating the public a lot on e-bikes. I did just find out that in the New York State budget, again, they're offering a tech grant this year. There's $50 million in the grant, so right now myself and a couple lieutenants are coming up with ideas of things that we are going to try to obtain through that large state sponsored e-grant, or tech grant rather. And then finally, training. Officers this summer have been busy doing a lot of training. I have an officer right now in Oriskany, New York, going through tactical officer school. Next week, our high school SRO is going to be attending an advanced school resource officer school, and a couple officers have been attending those e-bike trainings as well. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Pat. Rich?
Nothing this evening.
Dave?
Yeah, so the Majors Park North project that we kind of teamed up with the Open Space Committee, we started this week. So if you hear there's going to be a lot of activity down there, we're redoing the boardwalk. It has quite a bit of repairs that need to be done since it was built 15 years ago. So we're out there jacking it up. We'll probably be up there for about a month. We're also doing some clear cutting of the banks. We're going to clear around the creek enough where the kayakers can see that they can portage around the big, large tree that we have currently across the creek. So that should help them to know there's a trail right there. We also started to clean out the drainage ditch of the villages because we've had issues with that in the past. So that's complete. So if you hear from people, there's a lot of activity going down there. But this is normal maintenance while we have dry weather, because normally it's a swamp. And then I think you've all been following the bridges are going real good. Church Street's getting shut down, I thought Tuesday, but now it's moving a couple more days. Some more stuff on Fillmore. But it looks like no problem. They're going to get done this year. We're actually moving on to Cornwall now and Shear. I'm positive Shear is going to get let out next year. I'm not sure about Cornwall. We're still having some hydraulic issues with the creek, with DEC on the design. But yeah, so we're kind of already started to do grubbing up there to get prepared for that. Yeah, good year this year though. I guess that's it.
Thank you, Dave. And can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by Joe, second.
Second.
Second by Ray. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you all for coming.
Thanks. So we met there to resolve that today. Tony said that a deal was covered.
I think I solved the problem, so I'm going to give another shot with Luke here.
Right now?
Yeah. See if we want to do it for the next meeting.
Sure.
Because I think it was just a speaker issue. I think I chose the wrong speaker. It'll give us time to sort out the other thing.
Yeah.
He understands these laws better than you, even though Tony doesn't agree with me.
So did Luke what happened? Just quit?
I think, no, well, yeah, because I was
think
on a
time-
free account. You only get 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Oh,
And
really?
Dave's asphalt story.
We paid for this.
I didn't have that login.
Oh,
More notice would have been great.
And your,
But I told him, don't come back to us until.
gotcha.
no, your name is, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not our problem. That's
If you come to the working
I did
session
tell temporarily,
next
we
week,
can use our land to get drive.
I would say that because you're going to have Lobella there, and they're going to present.
What's tomorrow? Shut you down, but I said, right now, we want you to succeed.
Basically, what we're going to do is review this
you gotta resolve
land use plan and then give feedback.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Is tomorrow public here? Well, you saw the email from Ms. Cassidy, that they were.
If you know, depending on
So
how
that's why I
busy you
called
are, I think
Tony.
you'll get a fuller view because then,
got permission
like
from
I
that
also
neighbor,
sent,
let's
Chuck
meet this week.
suggested, I also sent
Show up, and then the lady was like, I never agreed with that. I
ZBA to
want
the
money.
planning board, the documents, so they can
Talk to
review
them.
as well. So hopefully they'll be there next week, so you'll get a 360 of the comprehensive.
There's no increase in benefit of making suggestions tomorrow versus the 19th.
19th would be perfect. I mean, for you.
Yeah, and that's at high school?
No, that's here.
That was here.
And then we'll have a public forum. Did you go to the first one? Okay. We'll have a very similar public forum the beginning of September. We're still working on the details. So basically there, you'll see pretty much
I just want to make sure I'm aware of all the meetings I can.
I'll give you,
I'm so glad that
I'm gonna try
there are
again,
people
but-
like you that are highly interested.
Oh for 2.
Peter?
Zittle.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, boy. Thanks, Peter.
No, because I waited around. I'll call you later. Okay. Now. Let's see what happens.
All right, you guys have a good night, all right?
So, Dave,
Was that a good enough explanation on that?
yeah,
The road, I mean, I hope you take a chance to go look at it. I think it turned out really good.
Yeah, I made a note of it, actually.
Honestly, sometimes I wonder if it's a lot of money. But when I was talking to one of the residents, he told me,
All right, Luke, try and say something.
Can you hear me?
Get out.
That was it. I had to change the speaker choice. My bad.
Boy, there's nothing like saying, "Can you hear me?" and getting that reaction. Holy moly!
That was so
crowd.
incredibly frustrating. So,
Right.
all right, if you want to join in the next meeting, I know how to do it now.
I'll be back, so
No.
yeah, okay.
Well,
But yeah,
well, then I'm going to forget everything. So,
No, you stay
I'll go.
there.
I'll go in the next room just so we can keep this going.
yeah, exactly. All right, I want to grab the chief before he goes. Nice talking to you.
Peace.
Actually, I will know how to do it if we need to do this.
You need to sign this one.
Thank you very much.
Joe, if you
that?
would, break that down step by step.
Yeah.
Just in case.
You're right. I'm going to get the Zoom
Plug this into
password.
this,
Yeah,
do that, look up, turn on the mic.
that sounds good.
Hi.
Yeah, off and running.
Go see Joe.
What's Edo, your partner?
I mean, every little.
Yeah, I agree. I'll work on that. That's a good idea.
But you're gonna use the regular town account though, right?
That was the problem. I didn't have the town account.
Yeah.
So I'll get that from Elizabeth Wilbur. We should have it. Oh, Kathleen should have it too. Okay.
Did I tell you Josh is gonna be there tomorrow?
Yes, well, you said that in your email.
Oh, okay. That way you can get the feedback direct.
I have some things, some corrections in their typing, or in their draft.
Yeah? Corrections as far as misspelling, or are you talking?
No, as far as like specifically, the biggest thing that jumped out was in the overlay for West Falls. In that overlay there, we specifically said no franchise architecture. And it says that in our code. And in Nabella's interpretation, it says permitted franchise architecture, permitting franchise architecture.
So that's in the definition, are you saying? No, but I mean in the documentation that they sent.
Yes.